Well, new testimony in the deadly Rust movie set shooting trial. It's giving a glimpse inside that chaotic scene just before actor Alec Baldwin fatally shot cinematographer Helena Hutchins. The film's dolly operator choking back tears as he recounted the concussion, the ears ringing, that moment of panic after the gun fired, and how the first person he made eye contact with was Hutchins as she lay on the ground dying.
I think the first person I made eye contact with was Helena, who was clearly injured by whatever that gunshot was, that noise we had just heard. And in fact, she was starting to go flush.
Hannah Gutierrez-Reed now charged with 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter in connection with that on-set shooting death of Hutchins, while Baldwin will stand trial for 1 count of involuntary manslaughter in July. Morgan Norwood joins me now along with our legal contributor, Shauna Lloyd. So, Morgan, the state is expected to call the film's first assistant director to the stand. Let's just talk about the significance of his testimony.
Yeah, very significant, Kira. We expect to hear from Dave Halls, who is the first assistant director, as you pointed out. This testimony is key here, right? Because not only is he an eyewitness in this case, he was there, could share some direct knowledge about what went on that day. He was also a former co-defendant. Remember, he was charged with negligent use of a deadly weapon in connection to the shooting. He did 6 months unsupervised probation as part of a plea deal. He pleaded no contest. So what we're watching for is if he testifies against Gutierrez-Reed, what he shares on that witness stand, and the narrative that he lays out as to what led up to the shooting. Kira?
So, Shauna, the assistant director's testimony, it's going to be a part of a plea deal, apparently, that he took in connection to the shooting. What do you think the state will be hoping to learn here?
The state's going to be looking for him to set that framework by which this was Hannah Gutierrez's job, it was her responsibility, and that they entrusted that to her. They're also going to be looking for that framework as to what the set looked like, felt like from another perspective, because so far, all we have is the perspective that Ms. Gutierrez and her defense team is putting forth. So he's going to lay all of that framework by which we can now hear her testimony.
So, Morgan, a judge finally did set the involuntary manslaughter trial for Alec Baldwin for July. So what can we expect there?
And that's right, Kira. So all eyes will be on Alec Baldwin's case come July, again, as you point out, when his trial starts. And I'd imagine that his attorneys and even the outcome of Hannah Gutierrez-Reed's case as a whole is going to have some implications on Baldwin's trial. Look, especially if there's a guilty verdict in this. But we know Baldwin was indicted on 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter, negligent use of a firearm. Remember, his attorneys had been placing the blame squarely on Gutierrez-Reed and has always maintained that he did not pull the trigger. Remember that interview, back in 2021 with our George Stephanopoulos. So the prosecution will try to prove that Baldwin, too, was negligent in the handling of the gun. And then the defense, they're going to point the finger back at Hannah Gutierrez-Reed. So, again, we'll see how all of this plays out come July. But, first we got to get through this trial here with Hannah Gutierrez-Reed. Kira?
All right. We'll follow it throughout the day, of course. Morgan, Shauna, thank you both.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.